Ah, splendid. Do come in. Everyone, it seems, has an opinion on Bitcoin. Yet ask them how the wretched thing actually works, and you'll get nothing but a blank stare. Today, dear viewer, I shall fix that. By the end of this little lesson, you shall understand Bitcoin rather better than the tiresome chap at every party who simply will not stop banging on about it. Do settle in. Now, to understand Bitcoin, one must first understand the problem it so cleverly solves. And that problem, I'm afraid, is money itself. Bear with me. Consider what happens when you pay for something. Your bank checks that you possess the funds, then quietly moves them along. The bank, you see, is the middleman, forever keeping the books. That ledger, the grand record of who owns what, is the entire game. We trust the bank to keep it honest, but trust them we must. We've rather no choice in the matter. And so Bitcoin posed a frightfully bold question. What if no single soul were in charge of the ledger, and yet it still could not be cheated? Preposterous, you say? Do read on. Picture this. Instead of one bank's private books locked away in a vault, everyone keeps an identical public copy of the ledger. Every last one of us. Rather democratic, wouldn't you say? Each transaction is announced to the entire network. Thousands of computers write down the very same line. There is no single masterbook to bribe, to hack, or to quietly fiddle with. This shared, ever-growing public record is the blockchain. Quite literally a chain of pages, we call them blocks, each one stuffed to bursting with transactions. Now, you hold no account with your name upon it. Instead, you have a wallet, a public address that others may send coins to, and a private key that only you possess. Guard it well. That private key is your proof of ownership, and the sole means of spending your coins. Lose it, and your fortune is sealed away forever. Frightfully unforgiving, I'm afraid. But here we strike a wrinkle. If anyone at all may announce a transaction, what on earth is to stop a scoundrel from spending the very same coin twice over? With no bank to play referee, who decides which transactions are genuine and in what order they occurred? This, dear viewer, is the puzzle that Bitcoin simply had to crack. Enter the miners. Computers scattered across the globe, all competing to bundle the latest transactions into the next block of the chain. A grand race of sorts. To earn that honor, each must solve a fiendishly difficult mathematical puzzle. Pure trial and error, billions upon billions of guesses every second. Brute force and nothing more. It is deliberately, maddeningly hard, and it burns very real electricity. That cost, curiously, is the entire point. Cheating, you see, must be made frightfully expensive. The first to solve the puzzle announces the new block. Everyone else verifies the answer in an instant, nods in agreement, and adds it to their own copy of the ledger. Now, why can it not simply be forged? Because each block is stamped with a unique fingerprint of the block before it. That, precisely, is what we call the chain. Alter a single old transaction, and its fingerprint changes, which shatters every block that follows. You'd have to redo all that puzzle work, faster than the entire world combined. Frightfully unlikely. And so the ledger becomes, for all practical purposes, permanent. Not because a guard stands watch over it, but because rewriting it is absurdly, ruinously expensive. Rather clever, that. And the reward for the victorious miner? Why, brand new Bitcoin, minted by the system itself, along with the modest fees from the senders. A tidy prize indeed. That is how fresh coins enter the world, not printed on the whim of a government, but handed out for the honest work of securing the ledger. Rather elegant, I must say. But here lies the true masterstroke. That reward halves, roughly every 4 years, and the total supply shall never, ever exceed 21 million coins, not a single one more. Unlike the pound or the dollar, No one may simply print more when it suits them. That hard, unbreakable scarcity is precisely why so many call it digital gold. And do not fret over the price of a whole coin. Each Bitcoin divides into 100 million tiny pieces called satoshis. One may own but a sliver should a whole one prove beyond one's means. And who, you ask, is in charge of all this? Why, no one whatsoever. No headquarters, no chief executive, no convenient off switch. It runs on tens of thousands of computers worldwide. To change the rules, the majority must agree. One cannot simply seize it as one might storm a bank. This, dear viewer, is what we mean by decentralisation. Power spread thin. Which brings us to the question you have been itching to ask. Why, exactly, is the wretched thing worth anything at all? A fair question, and a deep one. For the very same reason gold, or indeed a humble banknote, is worth something. Because enough people agree that it is. Value, rather inconveniently, is a shared belief. Combine that belief with fixed scarcity and global demand, and the price lurches about wildly. Gloriously upward one week, dreadfully downward the next. Volatile, I shan't deny it. And now, a delicious cautionary tale. In the year 2010, a gentleman purchased 2 humble pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. 2 pizzas. Do keep that in mind. Years later, that sum was worth hundreds of millions. The most expensive luncheon in all of recorded history. So do, I implore you, mind your wallet keys most carefully. So, strip away the mystique, and Bitcoin is simply this: money that moves without a middleman, upon a ledger that no single soul can quietly rewrite. There. Not so frightening, is it? Not magic, not a swindle. Merely a rather clever arrangement of mathematics, competition and incentive, doing the very job a bank once did. I find it all quite marvellous, personally. Whether it is the future of money or a passing folly, I shan't pretend to know. I am a professor, dear viewer, not a fortune teller. One mustn't get carried away. But you now understand the machine itself, which is rather more than most can claim. And do remember, this is education, never financial advice. Mind how you go. Let us recap then. A public ledger that everyone keeps. Miners securing it with costly puzzles. New coins as their reward. A hard cap of 21 million, and not a single soul in charge. That, in its very essence, is Bitcoin. Frightfully clever, and now, splendidly, no longer the slightest bit of a mystery to you. I knew you had it in you. Now do tell me below, is Bitcoin digital gold or merely digital tulips? I do so adore a spirited debate in the comments. Mind your manners, of course. And if I've made the murky marvellously clear, do like, subscribe, and share this with that friend who simply will not stop talking about crypto. Until next time, class dismissed.